a special cocktail for this season 11 cast reveal because, seriously, if you don't have a special one, then it's just any old day. Hey! Hi! It's me, Wilma Fingerdoo, with the Fingerdoo review of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 11. Can you believe it's 11 seasons already? Cast reveal. OMG. Let's just get to it. Jorge, drink me. Ooh, what is this? It's a season. In honor of Brooklyn, the Canadian Queen, we have a Canadian drink. This is a Bloody Caesar. For those of you who think that sounds disgusting, it's basically a Bloody Mary with clam juice in it. So yes, it is disgusting. But it's also Canadian and normally made with vodka. What is with you and tequila? Although I have to say, that's a nice added bonus, a little tequila in your Bloody Caesar. Makes it more like a bloody and beaten Caesar. Seriously. Okay, so I just have to say, I am so excited about season 11. I'm so serious. This is an incredibly talented cast. I am a little late getting my video out. I know, don't judge me, but I really wanted to watch some of these girls' videos and really see what kind of queens they are because it's very diverse. We have performing queens, we have comedy queens, we have theater queens, we have talking queens. It's a very diverse group, so I'm very excited to see how it's all going to boil down. So, let's just jump in, and I'll tell you, basically how I'm doing this is, I'm saving my best for last or later. And I want to preface this by saying, I am not saying that these queens aren't talented or are talented. I'm saying what I'm responding to. In my personal oeuvre of drag enjoyment, I have certain boxes I like ticked. And they're not the boxes for everybody. So, that said, my judgment isn't based on these queens personally. It's not a judgment of how they perform. I'm looking at how they perform stacked against how the other queens perform. Some of these queens, as I said, this is a tight season. You heard me. And I think that these queens are going to give each other a run for the money. So, let's just jump into it. I'm going to start with a sip on my Caesar. First off, from Chicago, we have Soju. Now, I'm sure you've heard of Soju. She's a bit of a big deal on the YouTube with her YouTube channel, Shot with Soju. Now, she is lovely. Most of her videos are her interviewing RuPaul's Drag Race queens. She's super friendly, super fun. I quite enjoy her videos, but I wasn't able to find a lot of videos of her performing, and the ones that I did, I thought she did a great job, but lackluster. And I don't mean this as a judgment. I just, she was doing all the moves, but there was no like sparkle in it. There was no, finishing move, no jazz hands. She just seemed to go through the motion and do a good enough job. So I have a prediction that if she's not the first one to go, if she lasts long enough, she could be Miss Congeniality. So here's to you, Soju. Good luck is all I'd say. Next, from Las Vegas, we have Kahana Montrese. She's gorgeous, her costumes are great, and if she does well in the acting comedy challenges, she could stay out at the bottom. But if she lands in the bottom too, I have a feeling that she may get kicked out early. And again, this isn't a reflection on her as a performer, but after watching her videos, I just expected more from Coco Montrese's drag daughter, is all I'm saying. That doesn't mean I'm not wishing you good luck, Kahana, because you might need her. Next up is Plastique Tiara, and now I just want to say she is probably the fish of the season. She is gorgeous. There's absolutely not a fleck out of place with this beautiful queen. Her costumes are great too, and she's a good performer. She's a solid performer. But sometimes these beauty queens don't do well in the acting and comedy challenges. So she's another one. It'll boil down to how she does in the competition, because I feel like if she does land in the bottom two, she is another one who may be outperformed by another girl. Again, just because there's some really fierce queens this season. I'm so serious. So here's to you, Plastique Tiara. You know I love a tiara, whether it's plastique or not. Next, we have Akira Chanel Davenport from Dallas. And like all Dallas queens, she is super confident, super polished. and super gorgeous. And again, I don't think she's going to have a problem in the competition as long as she does well in the challenges. If she's another queen that can stay out of the bottom 2 for a couple of episodes, then she may make top 5. But I feel like she's another one. If she lands in the bottom, she may be sashaying, which is never a good thing. Sorry about that. Here's to you, Akira. Let's hope it doesn't happen. Why can't I do this? I've had too many. Next, we have our first New York City queen, Sugarcane. And there's nothing about this queen I don't like. I love that her name comes from the color purple. I love that she bakes. I love that she's 40, and I think that makes her the oldest queen this season, which explains why she's so confident, she's so polished. Coming from New York, I have to say, she says she's been performing for over 20 years, and it shows. I think that this is a queen who will avoid being in the bottom. She, I think, will do very well with the acting challenges. I think that she will do very well with the comedy challenges. And if she does land in the bottom, she's got enough moves and enough tricks in her dance bag that she won't stay there for long. If she doesn't make top 3, I'll be very surprised. I'm watching out for you, Sugarcane. You bring the sugar, baby. Next up, New York City adjacent, we have Ariel Versace from New Jersey. I like this queen. She's peppy, which can go one of 2 ways for her. It'll either endear her to everyone in the cast and they'll treat her like their kid sister, or she'll just annoy the hell out of everybody and they'll try to send her home early. She's an industrious queen. She owns her own company. It's a drag queen wig company. So you know she's got her eye on the prize. She's looking beyond tomorrow. And she's a self-professed only child, which can be a little problematic because I'm going to predict she won't play well with others. She won't learn how to share her toys, which is a common problem with a lot of only children. Or it won't matter a hill of beans. Either way, I think that Ariel Versace, if she can stay on the bottom, has a good chance to make at least top 5. As long as she doesn't piss anyone off. Here's to you, Ariel. Next, from Texas, we have Raja OHara. And I just have to say, this queen is very, very confident, which could rub the other queens the wrong way, maybe come off as her being arrogant. And if that happens, I think that's going to put a target on her back early. That said, it's going to boil down to who she's up against in these lip syncs to see if she's got what it takes to stay in the race. Here's to you, Raja. Sure. Next, we have Mercedes Amon Diamond from Minneapolis. This queen is fabulous. She's fierce, and she's Drag Race's first Muslim queen to compete. So that certainly sets her apart from the rest of the girls. She's also a dancing queen, so I feel like if she happens to land in the bottom, she'll be able to defend herself really well. Plus, her costumes are gorgeous. Hopefully, she knows how to sew, just in case it comes up, because you know it might. I'm so serious. Here's to you, Mercedes. Good luck, girl. Our second queen from New York City is Honey Davenport. Now, she's the drag mother to Monet Exchange, and OHara Davenport is her drag aunt. I can't believe I say these things out loud sometimes. But so, because of that lineage, I'm expecting great things from her. She's a good performer. She seems to have a great sense of humor. You should check out her vagina pants video on the tubes. It's a hoot. And another reason why not everyone should wear pants. I'm just saying. Seriously. I really like Honey, and I hope she does really well. Another queen that may have some problems if she lands in the bottom, but I think she has the skills to keep her out of there. If she does, she may have to pull out a few finishing moves out of that dance bag of hers, is all I'm saying. Seriously. Here's to you, Honey. Hopefully you won't have to dig too deep in your dance bag. Next up, I've been so excited to mention this queen's name, Brooklyn Heights from Toronto, Canada. And like a typical Canadian, a little low-key, maybe doesn't toot her own horn, because she doesn't bend that way. But I'm just saying, she may come off as a little low-key to some of the queens. They may mistake that for timidity or lack of talent. I don't know. Now, one of the things that you need to know about Brooklyn Heights is that before she started drag, she was actually a professional ballet dancer, but with Les Ballets Trocadero. So she danced on point in drag in a ballet troupe. So technically she's been doing drag a lot longer than she has, but she's also a continental winner, which means that if she, for any reason, does land in the bottom, she certainly has the skills to get herself out of there right quick. I'm expecting her to at least make top 5, and if she doesn't, then I don't think she should be allowed back in Canada. Next up, it's the return of Vanessa Vanjie Mateo. Miss Vanjie, Miss Vanjie. Now, I said this when Shangela came back after she was eliminated first. I think that it would set a nice precedent if Ru had every queen that's kicked off first in her season back the next season, just to be sure. Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe she got camera shy. Maybe they suck. I don't know. But I think there should be, at very least, I think that the next All-Star theme should be queens who were eliminated in their first round. I'm just saying. That said, I'm expecting great things for Vanjie. If you remember, for her season, I had predicted that she would either win it all or get kicked off first. I was half right. But that said, after her experience, it'll be interesting to see how she digested that experience, what she did or didn't do wrong, in her opinion, maybe what she's going to do differently this time. Either way, I expect great things from her, and I am going to look forward to her lasting as long as she can on season 11, because, quite seriously, I just love the sound of her voice. It's kind of like that mother hen truck driver sound. I quite like it. I could listen to her talk all day. So seriously, here's to you, Ms. Vanjie. Don't fuck it up, girl. Next up, from Denver, it's Evie Oddly. First of all, I love her name. Second of all, I love this. She's super, super tall. 6'6", 6'7". She's super, super tall. And thirdly, she's an art queen, which always scares the fishy queens. They never know how to take them. And they dismiss them out of hand, but it's usually the art queens that bring us great moments on the drag race stage. Point of fact, Sasha Velour. So I'm expecting great things from Evie. She's a very physical performer. She lots of acrobatics, so I know she'll deliver if she lands in the bottom. But I'm hoping that her quirkiness and individuality will set her apart from the rest of the pack and keep her out of harm's way, at least so she can make top 5. Seriously, that's my prediction for Miss Evie Oddly. I'm just saying. Our third and final queen from New York City is Scarlet Envy. Oh my God, I could stare at this queen's face forever. If all she ever did was just stand there and give us Anne Margaret realness, I would live for it. She's just stunningly gorgeous. And she's a great performer. From what I've seen of her on video, she's a look queen, so she's not a physical performer, not a lot of big finishing moves, but she's hypnotic. You can't take your eyes off her. Speaking of videos, on the tubes, there's a video of her transforming into Lady Di. In theory, she's trying to encapsulate the essence of Lady Di, which she fails at miserably. But she looks gorgeous. I mean, she looks nothing like Lady Di. I look more like Lady Di, especially in this fabulous hat. But that said, I expect good things from her. She's from New York. I always expect the best out of a New York queen. I think she's clearly, from her performances, got the chutzpah to stay in the mix. All she's got to do is try not to end up in the bottom against a queen who maybe has a little more pepper on her ice. So here's to Scarlet Envy. I hope she makes top 5 too. Next up, we have Nina West from Columbus, Ohio, and can I just say, I love this queen. I love everything about her. I love her look. I love her videos. I love that she's a philanthropic queen. She just hits all the notes. She's one of those drag queens for me, classic drag. You know, no natural colors, big drawn-on face. Larger than life. This is one of the reasons why I like Tempest du Jour out of the gate, but then look where that got me. I'm so serious. I really do like Nina. She's very subtle, subdued, quiet. She's not very loud. So I fear that she may get lost in the shuffle a bit, or other queens may dismiss that as her just not being as talented as they are. But from what I can tell, her fan base is massive. As I said, she raises money for charity. She's raised over $2 million. You don't raise over $2 million by sucking on stage. Well, you can, but you get arrested. Seriously. And finally, from Chicago, we got Silky Nutmeg Ganache. And right away, I'm just going to say I love this queen too. I thought for sure the first time I saw her name that it said Slutty Nuts. I thought her name was Slutty Nuts. I'm like, who the hell goes around with that name? Well, clearly nobody. I'm crazy. But that said, Silky Ganache, what a hoot. I'm going to say it. I know I said it with Ginger Minge and it was a lie, but I'm going to say it here. I think that this queen could win it all. She's either going to win it all or I don't know. But she has the potential to go all the way. She's larger than life, not only physically, but her personality matches as well. She is body positive with herself, which makes me feel more positive about myself. I think she's going to just blow up all over the place. I think she's going to give us some great TV. And she is a definite pick for me to make it into top 3. Who do I think will make it into top 3 along with her? I'm definitely hoping on Nina West. As far as the rest, Brooklyn Heights, I think could be top 5. She could possibly be top 3. It just depends how it all... she better be top 3. She don't let back in camp. I'm just saying. But it'll be an interesting season. What do you think about the queens? Who are your favorites? Do you know any queens personally? Have you seen some of these queens perform? Maybe one of these queens is one of your local bar's main attractions. Either way, let me know what you think of the queens. Because as I say, I'm up here in Canada sipping on my Bloody Caesars. I don't get out much. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what the trends are. But from what I can see, from what's been posted, this is going to be a hard season. I think there's going to be a lot of tears, a lot of surprises, and I predict that before it's all said and done, more than a few queens are going to blame the editing. So, all we can do is wait for All Stars 4 to finish, and then it's on to season 11. And after that first episode, you come on back and you see me, so you and I can compare notes. Don't forget to like this video, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to stay beautiful. You have to remind yourself to stay beautiful, because it's not easy. But there it is. Until next time, it's me.